Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. So I wanted to review with you the 5 parameters of sign language. So there's 5 different parameters that kind of outline sign language and are very important that you pay attention to as you're learning the language to make sure that you're doing it correctly. The first parameter is the hand shape. So the hand shape is the shape that your hand is in while you're signing. If you know your ABCs, you already know most of the hand shapes. There are more than just the ABCs, but a lot of them are based off of the ABCs. For example, we've got the letter V, we also have a bent V, or like a claw. So we have the letter X, which is going to be a popular one. We have, this is not a letter. This looks like a letter because this is D. A, B, C. C is going to be popular for things like drink, a cup. So you'll notice as you're learning signs, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of signs are based off of or come from those basic ABC hand shapes. Similar to English, how we have the small word parts, and we use those word parts to make different sounds and different words all together. So those different sign parts are like the morphology of sign language. And when you change a sign part, you can actually change the meaning and change what you're saying in sign language. So for example, the example I gave in class, and that was given on the piece of paper, is true and tell. So true and tell both have the same hand shape. They both have the same movement. They both have the same location, but they have a different palm orientation. So the next one after hand shape is going to be palm orientation. So which way is my palm facing? For true, my palm is facing out, and for tell, my palm is facing upwards. So tell you the truth, true that, true that. We talked about true that being kind of a idiom in sign language. The next spot, or the next parameter of sign language, is location. So first we have our hand shape. Next we have our palm orientation. Then we have our location. So for example, family members or male or female, typically women are going to be off the chin. So mom and dad. The hand shape is the same, the movement is the same. Woman, man. But the location is different. Women are going to be in this area, and the sign girl comes from back in the day, girls would wear bonnets. And the sign boy comes from back in the day when they were developing the language. Typically a man would wear a top hat or a hat. So boy, girl. The hand shape is different on boy and girl, but for mom and dad, and then we move into grandma, grandpa. So every time you add a bounce, you're adding a generation. Grandma, great great grandma, great 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 grandma, great great great. So every time you add a bounce onto that, you are adding the generation in what you're meaning to say. So we have our hand shape, we have our palm orientation, we have our location, and next we have our movement. So I don't know if we'd cover it in this class, but movement is a big part of sign language. You want to be very careful that if you're supposed to sign something one time, or if you're supposed to sign it a couple times, that changes the meaning. So remember nice to meet you that we learned from last lesson. If I repeat it, it becomes clean or cleaning, right? I'm cleaning something. So I can change, usually you're changing a noun into a verb. So you're moving from a noun or a thing into you're doing that thing. So yeah, a runner, that's ER, that's different. But anyway, you get the idea. Movement's very important. How you move something, the direction or location that you move it can change the sign. So mom versus grandma, the grandma's going out and the mom's going in. Woman, man. Um, Last but not least is facial expression. So your facial expression is a big part of your grammar in sign language. Where your eyes are looking, when you're pointing to different spots in space, you're changing who you're talking about. Also, you're changing between a question or a statement. When I'm saying tell, my eyebrows are up. And if I'm asking a question for true, my eyebrows might be down. I might tilt my head a little bit. So paying attention when you're looking at a book or if you're learning online, you're noticing where's that person's eyebrows. That's a very big part of sign language. Where are they looking when they're talking? Grammar is all in those facial expressions. Organizing of sentences, determining whether you're asking a question. Of course, you can add that question mark in the end, but rhetorical statement versus a question statement, your eyebrows are going to change that. So your facial expressions are a big part of sign language and are important to remember and to know. And that covers the 5 parameters of sign language. So again, we'll review them one more time. So there's 5 different parameters. It's hand shape, it's the palm orientation, location, movement, and facial expressions or expressions. And those are the 5 different parts of sign language that you need to know, and pay attention to as you're learning the language, okay? So thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.